Hello my people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Luana from luanarose.com, nervous system specialist, and here on my channel I talk about all things nervous system health, relational health, and trauma healing. And in today's video I'm answering one particular question, but before we get to that, I want to thank you for stopping by if you're new, and if you're coming back, I absolutely love reading all of your comments. I feel like I know some of you a little bit by now, and it's so great to be connected in this way. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. Now, I'm answering the question, what does secure attachment mean in this video? So right off the bat, this video is inspired by Dr. Diane Poole Heller's book, The Power of Attachment. So I'm going to go ahead and take her definition right out of her book from The Power of Attachment. So she says that secure attachment means attunement. And this attunement reflects a positive enough environment that creates and engenders trust. It's so easy to be hard on ourselves if we know we've experienced interruptions in building that initial secure attachment in childhood. Interruptions like trauma, divorce, or just unavailable caregivers due to the social, economical, or generational trauma that most people experience. And we can really be hard on ourselves, especially if we're struggling in our adulthood relationships. So first off, I just want to put that empathy out there and just know that secure attachment is available to all humans, regardless if you have an insecure attachment style or tendencies. It really is the way that we're meant to function our best, our optimally. And when I say secure attachment, I mean the relational ability to give and receive with ease, to attract relationships that are fulfilling, be connected with people that are available, and have bonds that are rewarding and ultimately life-giving. Secure attachment is our optimal way of being. Really, in our heart of hearts or our nervous system of nervous systems, we all want a secure attachment within our relationships, and we all yearn for that, and we can attain it. The beauty of neuroplasticity and being able to develop and earn secure attachment style is that we won't default to those insecure attachment tendencies that a lot of us have when things get rocky or stressed. We'll actually have more capacity on board and more tools to help us make better choices for ourselves and our relationships, and therefore be more available and open to giving and receiving this mutuality in relationships, as well as attracting people that have secure attachment tendencies as well. Relationships overall become more easy and rewarding, and who doesn't want more of that? So I hope this video gives you a greater understanding of what secure attachment means. First off, we need to define what secure attachment doesn't mean. It doesn't mean that you had the perfect childhood, that there was this optimism and kind of push everything under the rug, everything's fine, and this unattainable optimism going on. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you were spoiled. It doesn't mean that parenting from the parents was perfect. It doesn't mean that we had a roof over our head and maybe even gourmet meals 3 times a day and hot water running and a safe neighborhood to live in. That doesn't necessarily guarantee secure attachment. It doesn't mean we never got upset or spoiled. It doesn't mean that things always went perfectly. And if you're a parent watching this, or an auntie or uncle or even grandparent, it doesn't mean that the caregiver or parent has to be perfect all the time. In researcher Ed Tronick's work, he did a bunch of research and found out that if we're hitting the mark 30% of the time in terms of being available, connected, and attuned, and the rest of the things I show you in this video, 30% of the time, the child will turn out resilient and all right. The rest of the 70%, of course, we can't be terrible. However, hitting that 30% mark will really make a difference in the child's life in terms of being raised with a foundation of secure attachment. Let's get into a few aspects of what make up this sense of secure attachment. First off, protection. Protection we mostly think of in the world today as maybe protection for a state or a country, but protection really is how we form a sense of it's important for me to take care of myself. So in childhood, because this is where we learn attachment, right on through childhood into adulthood. That's why we sometimes struggle in adult relationships if we didn't have secure attachment as a child. So protection means that if the parents have to go away to work or for a vacation, they choose a reasonably responsible person to take care of their kids and watch them when they're gone. It also means that if the kids go to play with the neighbors, parents know where the kids are, when they'll be home. It's not a overbearing sense, but it's an awareness of the kids are at this person's house. We know they're safe. We know they're going to be taken care of. This is the sense of protection. And when the child feels that on the receiving end of my parents care about me and love me and protect me, then from harm or abandonment and hurt, then later on in adulthood, this person, this human being has this sense of I can take care of myself. I know what to say no to, dangerous people or things, and I also know what to say yes to that feeds my soul and that feeds that fulfillment and that sense of protection. We'll have friends that can protect us if we've received that in childhood. So protection is a huge component of secure attachment. The second one is presence and support. Now, I think there's so many adult people watching this that, over the past 2 years especially, having in-person presence and in-person support, we've really been lacking it. So back to the development, kids really need a present, caring, compassionate parent or caregiver there so that they know, oh, my parent has my back. If I have a problem, it's safe enough to go to my parent and ask for their help. In my practice, I do a lot of repair work in my one-on-one sessions, and so often it's that there wasn't this safety with the parent to go to them for anything. If they were in trouble at school, if they had a boo-boo outside, there wasn't this instinct to go to the parent to fix the boo-boo or move through a mistake that they made at school that maybe they felt shamed or embarrassed about. So presence and support really allows us to feel like, oh, this person has my back. So moving on into adulthood, we really have this sense that, our romantic partners have our back. Again, protection, support, presence. I'm safe with this person. This individual can truly know me and truly appreciate who I am as an individual. So presence and support, that contingent communication from an adult really offers that up in the development of the human. Autonomy and interdependence. So in childhood, autonomy comes from healthy, positive dependency. Till the age of around 3, we're pretty dependent on our primary caregiver for food, water, put on my shoes to go outside. That is healthy dependence, and slowly but surely there becomes more space, more autonomy between that secure base and the child. So autonomy and interdependence have this flavor of the parent is not overbearing, is not controlling, but they are there to be a sounding board, such as kind of the previous example, bringing in the presence and support of if I get in trouble at school for whatever reason, I can go to my parent and they're going to hold a loving presence for me and help me work through my problems and not try and fix them or fix me or have a volatile outburst. They're just going to be a sounding board so that I can learn my lessons and mature and grow up in life ultimately. So healthy dependence creates this healthy independence, not over independence or codependence, which is the opposite. And eventually, you know, we can move into adulthood relationships and have interdependence. And interdependence is that, you know, foundation of a securely attached relationship in or the romantic sense, where, you know, two humans are their own individuals, their own personalities, and have their own opinions, and lifestyles has to be kind of interdependent, but they can be apart and come together, be apart and come together. And those transitions are quite smooth with an interdependent, securely attached couple, ultimately. When it comes to what does secure attachment mean, we have the presence and support, we have protection, and we have autonomy and healthy interdependence. And this makes up our experience of secure attachment within a platonic relationship, a romantic relationship, even with our pets, our attachment styles can be revealed. So ultimately, this creates this relaxation within a bond within a relationship of I can regulate my own emotions. Sometimes if they're really big, I will need some support and presence from another human to kind of help me through that relaxation of the nervous system and of our stress physiology. And ultimately this builds trust. You know, people that have been raised in a securely attached environment had parents demonstrate that to us, or have earned it over time from watching videos like this that are educating, or reading books like Diane Poole-Heller's book and many other books. We can build this sense of trust within ourselves, and this trust that, hey, most people out there are actually really good people, and that's the default. The default isn't this person is against me. The default is this person is a good person. And that's not always 100% true, but there is this radar that we can sense within ourselves, and this default that the world is a safe place and I'm accepted and I'm loved here. And ultimately that's what our world really needs right now, because in my personal opinion, part of the problem in our world that's fraught with war and hurt and people fighting against each other is that we're not securely attached. We're not, you know, if we think of protection, support, presence, autonomy, interdependence on a global scale, we're not doing so great. We're trying to reorganize, but over these past few years especially, things have risen up and we're like, okay, wow, we have a lot of work to do. So I'm really grateful that you're here and interested in doing your internal work for yourself, your romantic relationships, if you have family, kids, communities, and of course, our world, because every person counts. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you check out the other videos on my channel about secure attachment. I've made a few. They're linked below, or you can go right on over to my channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe. There's also a playlist over there on the secure attachment videos. And I will see you in the next video. Take very good care of yourself. Goodbye.